And the only thing that is like this format, where it's a shootout, starting at 100 big blind short stack, is actually how the Premier League's going to play. But isn't there sort of an idea that because it's winner take all here, that maybe you should get out there and gamble a little bit early?
I think that there's definitely a case for like trying to build a stack, but then the opposite side is that actually a stack goes down in value because people aren't afraid, they're not trying to move up. So having that big stack doesn't have the same gravitas.
Cool. Heads up.
So in a way, that's a reason not to gamble too much.
Nice flop for Bodo, and Ramos has sort of a hidden double gutter.
Check.
You wouldn't be surprised to see Felipe check raising here, would you?
7,000.
Or do you like the check call better?
I mean, he's out of position, so I think that.
Cool.
I think that probably plays into the part of I like check calling. There it comes.
This pot could get very big now, couldn't it?
Well, the fact that it's a heart has probably like slowed. It's definitely slowed. Going to slow the action down. If it was a jack of spades, then I think that you really would see fireworks.
I mean, wow. I was going to say, but that's a pretty cagey check, isn't it? A real pot control sort of check, right?
It is.
Full house. Perfect card for Bodo. And as you said, it's going to be trouble for Ramos because how often would Bodo check a flush behind?
It doesn't look like a flush here at all.
If he raises, I mean, right?
If he raises it, I mean, it looks like a bow or a bluff. Could be trips. I mean, it's so difficult to get away here because you think a flush is out of the occasion, but Bodo would raise trips for value here. Trip sixes. Maybe raise with like an ace-6 or something like that.
I mean, just with Bodo knowing nothing about Felipe's hand but what he's been given, how big should he be thinking of raising here? Should he get Tom Dwan greedy?
Yeah, I think 55 maybe. So another 40k, 30.
2,000 total.
Yeah.
Call.
Cool.
Quick call from Felipe.
Have your cards, please, gentlemen.
And, wow, what a turn, what a river, and how big could that pot have been? Still pretty big.
2,000.
Bodo hitting when it counts. That's really going to level the scores. Remy's off on a walkabout, and so the tournament director, Mad Marty Wilson, will fold his cards. Oh, he's gone. They play two-man walking here.
Fold.
You're good at that, aren't you?
Fold.
Hey.
Call.
Yeah, call. Okay. Let's see the flop. I have to check.
Let's fold it around to the blinds here. These guys are in a bit of a lull period, I think. I wonder if anyone's feeling like they haven't taken advantage of the early blind opportunities. They've all. You've been pretty impressed so far, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think people are playing pretty well.
Great. Played good.
6,000.
Okay.
This pot's got some possibilities.
Call.
For sure, Bodo's top 2 pair.
And right now, he'll be thinking a 5's a big part of...
Yeah, that's the problem for Galich, is that even if he hits, his hand's not very disguised. It's hard for him to get paid on that.
Okay.
15,000. Call.
Was that a time for Dragon to consider folding, or has he got so many outs he's thinking the Jackson out here?
Yeah,
It's
he
not.
thinks the Jackson out, but it's
Right.
not. He knows that if Bodo's checking here, he's more likely checking to check call. He does have some misdraws in his range, but he'll probably fire, so it means that Galich might check behind, and Bodo's much less likely to check because he thinks that the hands that Galich has in his hands that are made hands are going to call,
35,000.
which is why he's so much less likely to check. And if you could see Galich's cards here, you'd check raise, but...
Right, and I mean, if Dragon's, and that whole thing you said, Dragon's thinking, because that's a card...
Wow.
Oh, wow!
This is a big misstep.
And this is part of the whole idea, right? Dragon's thinking, because it's a card that most of Bodo's hands he would check with, it must be a misdraw, it must be a bluff.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, I think I thought the opposite, but clearly Galich thinks that. Now Bodo has to decide, does he move in for value? Does he re-raise for value, or does he just call in case it is the cooler?
Would Galich have played? Well, you know, what can Bodo beat that Galich raises for value?
It's quite a misstep by Galich when you look at the board. It's unlikely he just had a 3. I mean, he could have had a 3 in the blinds, but and just be calling down.
Not much more.
Galich is finished. So Dragon's line of reasoning is that it looks like to him that Bodo has sort of a missed flush draw or straight, same kind of hand he has, and I think Bodo's a little too clever for that.
I mean, he's just not folding. That's
Right.
that's
No, he's never. He's got the full house.
It's just, does he move all in? He probably just gonna
Sorry
call.
if it looks crazy now, but I call.
Call.
Huh? You take it.
I think so.
Fold.
Show it, show it, show it.
I have to show?
Yeah.
You have to show it when he hits.
Sorry for the slow roll,
For the
but
call.
I had to decide if I raise or just call.
Well,
This is genuine pressure.
Fold.
They're all handling it well, but genuine pressure. Oh, that's big hand. Now, do you shove?
yeah, you shove.
Against Bodo's 7 big blinds back, 1 big blind in.
Nice.
There is.
Bodo's gonna be
Raise,
sick
200,000.
because he knows now that like he has no fold equity. Whatever he finds. Wow, that's like the sickest of all you could find.
But Bodo was calling anyway, right?
I mean, he's not folding the deuces, but
All in.
it is disgusting.
Call.
I don't like my 8. No, no 8s.
Take 9.
Six.
No 8. 2 deuces.
I think I cannot fold anymore.
Couple of blockers out there.
This is it.
Good luck.
And it's pretty much who the deck likes. Fraser's got 300,000 back. Bodo's got nothing. There's the ace! Oh, the 8-2. Dead man's hand.
It's 1 out for Bodo. We saw Dragon ride the 1 out express earlier. Oh, wow.
Lucky, buddy.
Oh, wow. And, you know, this man, Bodo Spresny, this young man, he's a poker player.
That's what it said on his sheet.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.